Okay. No. Listen. Listen, please.
Shut up. I don't want to
Listen.
talk to you.
Fine, go! Even I do not want to talk with you. I shouted back, loud enough to make sure that she hears it. I had no right to do it, for it was my fault. Yes, I admit I flirted with a girl over Facebook, but that was just a fling. She was hurt when she found it out. I broke her heart. But surprisingly, I was not in pain, nor was I crying for her. I sat on the couch, numb and cold. Probably because I was confident that she wouldn't leave me. She is bound to come back. Our love was not like those filmy love stories, all unrealistic bullshit. We did fight a lot like best friends, played practical jokes, and she especially loved to kick me. Again, she would treat me as her baby, and I really loved it, how she pampered me. In those 1.5 years, I spent the best time of my life, and the best part of it was none but she. On my part, I had my mistakes. She also had mistakes. But we were the happiest couple on the earth. My heart now melted, and I felt a bit low as she left with tears in her eyes. I didn't mean to hurt her. Slowly, darkness fell, and I felt reluctant to get out of the couch. Looking at the flickering light above my head, I drifted back to my old memories. We used to be best friends in our high schools. I can't remember a single day when we didn't chat and talk nonsense. Nor a single topic that we didn't share. Every twists and turns of our lives is witnessed by both of us, supporting each other in troubles and finishing undone homeworks in the last moment. I admit that our life became impossible without each other. And it was me who realized that I fell in love. The ill-fortuned dumb had finally found his girl. Within a couple of weeks' trial and practice, I finally gained courage to tell her about my feelings. सलोनी, मुझे तुमसे कुछ कहना है. I love you, she said.
Oh, yes. I know you love me.
Saloni, be serious. I love you. Her eyes became moist, and I prayed to myself, please don't make her cry. She kept her eyes fixed on mine, and we stood still like a statue. It was evening, and the last ray of light of the setting sun fell on her face. Teardrops were about to burst out of her moist eyes, and they glittered as the light rays fell on them. This girl, in her school dress and with her cute facial expression, seemed to me as the most beautiful girl on earth. Breaking the silence, she replied, "How could you? You were my best friend." Her voice became shaky and she ran away from me. I didn't follow her. Now she proved herself to be the dumbest girl to walk on earth. She rejected me just because I was her best friend. Get me another example in which a boy was straightway rejected just because he was her best friend. She skipped her school for a day and bunked all the tuitions. The next morning, I had to visit her place just to make sure that everything was alright. Her mom was worried as she locked herself in her room and had hardly taken any food in the last 24 hours. I entered the room only to witness her sitting on the bed with her face placed between her knees. I said, "Saloni, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I hurt you. I didn't mean to hurt you. Look, I understand that you don't love me. But we can be good friends, right? We've always been best friends." She looked at me, giving her strongest frowns, and said to me that she loves me too. No, she was not depressed anymore. She was smiling as she lay on top of me. I could smell her breath, could hear the deep sound of her heart. I was in love, and so was she. A teardrop trickled down the corner of my eyes. I have to apologize to her, tell her sorry, and convince her by giving assurance that I won't repeat such a mistake. With a sudden urge that started in me, all I wanted is her to return. Even in this short span of time, I've started to miss her. Yes, I shouted at you and said that I didn't care. But inside, I was burning with a strange fear that I couldn't bear. Our love is immortal. It can never fade away, and it can never die. Just then, my cell phone started vibrating. She was calling. Some unknown fear chilled down my spine as I picked up the call. Surprisingly, it was not her voice. Some stranger panicked. She
Do
said,
you know to whom does this phone belong?
"Yes." Why?
Please rush
Where
to
is
the
she?
hospital. She is in a critical condition. She was hit by a truck while crossing the road.
I hung up the phone and closed the flat doors as I went out. She slammed this very door an hour ago. I knew what caused the accident. Her eyes were blurred with hot tears, and her mine was thinking of me. I was the one responsible for this accident. Can I ever forgive myself? Bonds are built by walking miles, but they're broken in just a while.